Welcome to Fan4Racing Radio. I'm Fan4Racing Sharon, and joining me today is Jay Huseman. Welcome to the show, Jay.
Thank you, Sharon, and thank you for the music. I know you started using that for the past couple weeks, so that really does just get that blood flowing, get jammed up and ready to go, rock and roll.
Yes, indeed, and we're ready to rock and roll. We're going to Las Vegas this weekend, and Las Vegas is calling. The stakes are getting higher in the desert. And this weekend, the rising talent of the NASCAR Xfinity Series will roll into the fast, unpredictable mile-and-a-half Las Vegas Motor Speedway, a track where speed, strategy, and long-run performance separate the contenders from the pretenders. Vegas is the first real test of the intermediate track package this season, and it's where championship trends often begin to take shape. Who has the speed to dominate the desert? Which teams will hit the setup sweet spot? And who could surprise everyone when the green flag drops? We're breaking down the contenders, key storylines, and drivers to watch. This is your Fan4Racing Radio Las Vegas preview for the NASCAR O'Reilly Series. The NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, they're going to be racing the Laguna this weekend at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Again, it's a 1.5-mile asphalt oval. They're racing Saturday, March the 14th at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It will be on the home network, the CW, starting at 5 p.m. And radio coverage is available at PRN, SiriusXM, and NASCAR Channel 90. Now, the distance is 300 miles over 200 laps. Stage 1 ends on lap 45. Stage 2 ends on lap 90, so that's 45 laps. And then the final stage is 110 laps, ending on lap 200. Practice and Kennemental Pole qualifying for the O'Reilly Series can be seen on the CW app at noon on Saturday. Then they will have their race, as we mentioned, at 5:30 that same day. So some good stuff to look forward to here.
Well, first off, when we talk about the Laguna NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series race at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, maybe a hot topic, why they don't have a number with it. It's not the Laguna 300. It is just the Laguna. But we're going to start during qualifying, practice leading into qualifying, and determining who the ones that are going to race are or not, because we got 41 drivers and teams entered for the Laguna NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts race. So that means 3 drivers will miss the race. Some of the notables that got highlighted, the number 0 will be Cole Custer. Connor Zilich is back. He's in the number 1 for Junior Motorsports. The number 5 is Chandler Smith. Carson Cavapel is in a Junior Motorsports car, but it's the number 9 this week. And then the 19 is Chase Briscoe. Myatt Snyder in the number 30. The Sam Hunt Racing number 32, that'll be Rajah Caruth. We're waiting to have an announcement on the number 35. The number 42, that'll be Nathan Bird. And the 52, that'll be Daniel Dye. Joey Gase is back. He's in the number 55. The number 74 will be Dawson Cram. And then the number 88 all-star car there for Junior Motorsports, that'll be Kyle Larson this weekend. And the number 91, Mason Maggio. So again, 3 teams not going to make the field. And that certainly separates those pretenders from contenders.
Yes, indeed. Okay, we'll bring up our notes here for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series and get started with that. All right. Now, Justin Allgaier, record-breaking season. He had a really good season. Phoenix that win broke the series record for the most consecutive seasons with a win at 10. So he did move up on that list. He's now tied with Matt Kenseth. 29 career wins, are tied for 8th on the all-times list with Matt Kenseth, and 1 away from tying Joey Logano for 7th. Now, Phoenix made him the points leader ahead of Richard Childress Racing teammates Jesse Love and Austin Hill. and Justin Allgaier and Carson Cavapo are the only drivers with stage points in every race so far this season. They finished top 10 in the last 9 Las Vegas races, and that's the longest ever top 10 streak there. And we kind of suspected that there could be a new points leader at the end of this race. And those were the 3 drivers that were in contention to make that happen.
Well, again, Sharon, I got to give you credit. You believed it. I said it was possible. I didn't fully believe it, but Justin Allgaier made it happen. And when we look at that consecutive seasons with an O'Reilly Series win, Justin Allgaier now got the record. He broke it at Phoenix with 10, and it's still active. Again, we'll have to wait until next year to see if it goes any further. But it ran from 2017 to 2026. Before that, it was Kyle Busch and Mark Martin. Busch from 2013 to 2021, and Mark Martin from 1992 to 2000.
And again, that record was broken last week at Phoenix. Now, the most rally wins all time, Kyle Busch, I think, leads this list in every series. Kyle Busch has 102 wins. I guess he doesn't for the Cup Series because the GOAT, Richard Petty, has 200. But let's look at, and that's in the Cup Series as well. So Martin, the next closest guy, is here at 49. Then it's Kevin Harvick at 47, Brad Keselowski 39, Carl Edwards 38, and Jack Ingram 31. Joey Logano's at 30. The rest of these are below 30. We mentioned Justin Allgaier at 29. He's tied with Matt Kenseth at that number. And then Jeff Burton at 27.
Well, and we've been waiting on him to get into that tie with Matt Kenseth to the latter part of last season already. We started watching that. And already one more, and he's tied with Joey Logano, 2 more with Jack Ingram. He'd have to have a really good season to get up there to Carl Edwards. He needs 9 more just to get to Carl Edwards. But we know that he is happy and at home at Junior Motorsports here in the O'Reilly Series parts. I see him doing that in his career. I'll just say that.
Yes.
Now, Sharon mentioned Kyle Busch leading categories. The most laps led in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series all time. Kyle Busch, 20,129. Dropped down to Kevin Harvick, half of that, less than half of that, 9,706. Mark Martin also on that list along with Carl Edwards. But Justin Allgaier has split in between those two now at 7,154. So, again, Allgaier creeping up on some of these, but Kyle Busch still at the top.
Okay. Well, Justin Allgaier and Carson Cavapo are in stage points in every stage this season. Allgaier at stage 1 in Daytona was 4th, 5th at Atlanta, 3rd at Coda, and 4th at Phoenix. In stage 2, he was 3rd at Daytona, 2nd at Atlanta, 2nd at Coda, and 4th at Phoenix. For Cavapo, it was a 3rd at Daytona, 7th at Atlanta, 6th at Coda, and a 3rd at Phoenix. And in stage 2 for Cavapo, a 2nd at Daytona, 3rd at Atlanta, 3rd at Coda, and a 2nd at Phoenix. Boy, Cavapo really does well in that 2nd stage.
You know, there's a couple of things I took from that chart. One, while Allgaier is the points leader, the worst of any of his was 5th. But you look at both of those drivers, stage 2, all of them top 5 or better. Yeah. And actually, you mentioned Cavapo's 3rd or better in all of them. Allgaier had 4th place. But that tells you why they're up there in the points. Cavapo will look at where he's at in points, but is in contention. Again, we're talking about establishing the contenders already early on here. Now, when we look at the 2 longest active top 10 streaks at individual tracks, for Justin Allgaier, we got Las Vegas and Darlington, both at 9. The Las Vegas streak started in September of 2021 and is still active, as is the Darlington one, which started in May of 2021. So again, those are both at 9. We'll see if he can continue the Las Vegas. And again, a top 10, barring something unfortunate, I see that continuing. A top 10 for Allgaier is almost a given.
Yes, I would agree. Okay, let's look at the early season dominance stories. There are 4 different drivers who won the first 4 races of the season. These are your contenders. Austin Hill at Daytona, Sheldon Creed at Atlanta, Shane Van Gisbergen at Coda, and Justin Allgaier at Phoenix. Chevrolet has won all 4 races, all 8 stages, and led all but 25 laps in the first 4 races of the season. So that's pretty impressive. Jesse Love is also the only driver to finish in the top 10 in all 4 races this season. That makes him a contender. Then 11 different organizations have at least one top 10 finish so far this season.
The only one there that really surprises me is Chevrolet. I know we don't have as many Fords in the O'Reilly Auto Parts anymore, but Toyota a little bit lagging there when you talk about Chevy having won all the races, all 8 stages, and led all but 25 laps. We'll see if that changes this weekend at Las Vegas.
Chevrolet has been very dominant in this series, Jay.
They have been for sure, and that goes with Junior Motorsports as well as RCR, and that's where Richard Childress Racing, and that's where Jesse Love is driving, the only driver to finish in the top 10 all 4 races. You can see his average finish of 5.0 leads the series. 9th at Daytona, then 5th at Atlanta, 4th at Coda, and 2nd at Phoenix. And I see a trend there of closer and closer to the front. The only thing better is that win, so we'll see if he picks that up this weekend.
3 out of 4 of those are top 5s.
That's right. There you go. And that's where his average finish is right at that 5.0 mark. Now, here's something I've been looking at, the organization, specifically Jordan Anderson Racing, the number 32 in the top 10 in all 4 races. Jordan Anderson wheeled it himself to a top 4 finish at Daytona. Then Ross Chastain came home 6th and 9th at Atlanta and Coda, respectively. And Rajah Caruth picked up an 8th place at Phoenix. That number 32 car for Jordan Anderson Racing, top 10 in all 4 races with 3 different drivers.
Well, let's continue with Jordan Anderson Racing's the most top 10s through 4 races. We've already told you what happened here this year. We've got 6 drivers that have top 10s through 4 races. Ross Chastain with 2, Jordan Anderson 1, Jeb Burton 1, Blaine Perkins and Rajah Caruth all have 1. In 24, 3 top 10s for Jordan Anderson Racing, 2 with Retzlaff, Parker Retzlaff, and 1 for Jordan Anderson. In 25, they had 3. Jordan Anderson, Jeb Burton, and Blaine Perkins all had 1. And in 23, it was Parker Retzlaff, the only driver with 1 top 10 through 4 races. So that's quite a progression. That tells you how good they are becoming.
That's exactly, you said it, that progression of what we're seeing them build and coming into a top tier team. Now, you mentioned Chevrolet's dominance, the 2025 dominance continuing into now 26. They got all 4 wins so far, and then the top 10s, 35 to only 4 for Toyota, 1 for Ford, all 8 stage wins. And you looked at the laps led, 523, all but 25. And Toyota has 24 of those, Ford only 1. And then poles, that one, Toyota got 1 in there, but they have the other 3. And Ford, again, not having any yet.
Let's look at the organizations with top 10s in the first 2 races of the season. Junior Motorsports actually has 11. That puts them at the top of the list. They had 4 at Daytona, 1 at Atlanta, 3 at Coda, and 3 at Phoenix. That's pretty impressive. Richard Childress Racing and Jordan Anderson Racing are tied at 6. They both have 2 at Atlanta. They both have 1 I'm sorry, they both have 2 at Daytona. They have both 1 at Atlanta. At COTA, Richard Childress Racing has 2, Jordan Anderson Racing 1, and then it's just reversed for Phoenix. Richard Childress Racing 1 and Jordan Anderson Racing with 2. Then you go to your teams with 4. That's Haas Factory Team and Joe Gibbs Racing. They both have 2 at Atlanta. Haas Factory Team has 2 at Phoenix, and for Joe Gibbs Racing, they have 2 at COTA. Hendrick Motorsports is the lone category of 3 with 1 at 3 different tracks, Atlanta, COTA, and Phoenix. And then Viking Motorsports has 2, 1 at Atlanta, 1 at Phoenix. And the rest of these all have 1. Alpha Prime Racing, Brendan Poole had a 10th at COTA. AM Racing, Sanchez had a 3rd at Atlanta. For RSS Racing, Ryan Sieg had a 3rd at Daytona. And Young's Motorsports, Ryan Ellis had a 6th place at Daytona. That's 11 different teams finishing in the top 10 in those first 4 races of the season. So pretty impressive. You can see the contenders and the pretenders right there.
You're right. It tells you there, right there by organization. So it's a matter of which driver. And when we look at one of the top organizations, it's Junior Motorsports, and they're off to another strong start here in 2026. They have had at least 1 car finish in the top 10 in 61 consecutive races, and that's tied for the 3rd longest streak all time. When we compare 2025 to 2026, let's see, wins 1 versus 2 early on in the season. Top 2s, they had 2 in 25, 3 already this year. Top 5s, again, 1 better. That was 5 compared to 6. Top 10s, though, they have stomped that one. 2025, they only had 6. Already here in 2026, 11. And they got 2 stage wins compared to only 1 last year. Average finish down just a tick. Last year it was 15.8. They've cut it down to 12.6 this year. And that's across, I believe, 5 different teams. Now, when we mentioned that longest top 10 streak finishes by a team, Junior Motorsports is actually on here 3 times. Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing still holds the longest streak at 79, running from Charlotte in 08 to Iowa of 2010. Junior Motorsports had one at 64 from Dover of 2017 to Richmond of 19. Right now, they got this current active streak from Dover of 2024 through now at 61. But they already had one at 61 starting at Daytona in 2015, running through Talladega of 17. So there again, you see how dominant they can be and consistent. That's a big thing. Consistent.
That is huge. That's a key word here. Okay, now Kyle Larson is going to make his first of 3 scheduled starts in the Junior Motorsports number 88 this week. He's won at least once in each of the last 9 seasons that he's raced, including wins at Bristol and Texas just last season. He's also finished top 3 in 3 of his 4 career Las Vegas starts. He won the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series race at Las Vegas in March of 2018. He also won the Cup Series races at Las Vegas in March of 21, October of 23, and again March of 24. The last 3 times Kyle Larson started on a O'Reilly Series for a team other than Hendrick Motorsports, he won the race. That happened at Watkins Glen in 22. He was with Junior Motorsports in that number 88. At Darlington in May of 23 for Colleague in the number 10. And at Texas in May of 25 for, again, Junior Motorsports in the 88.
Well, and that is going to be one of your contenders to keep an eye on. As we look at his recent 3 races, Sharon mentioned Watkins Glen and Darlington, 2 of those, and Texas, 2 of those being in the 88 at Junior Motorsports, which is who he's driving for this weekend. So looking to possibly add another first place to that list right there.
Now, the Cup Series drivers that will be racing in the Xfinity Series race, there's 4 drivers that will race at Las Vegas. We mentioned Kyle Larson, Chase Briscoe, Connor Zilich, and Cole Custer are all coming from the Cup Series to race in this O'Reilly race. The 4 Cup Series drivers entered at Las Vegas have 54 wins combined. So that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, no, they are combined in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, and this chart breaks it down. Kyle Larson, who's got his first start, actually all 4 of these are in their first start of this year, but Kyle Larson, 17 wins and 29 top 2s. Cole Custer with 15 wins, 30 top 2s, and won the 2023 championship. He's the only one with that mark over on the right side. Now, Chase Briscoe and Connor Zilich each have 11 wins. Briscoe has 15 top 2s, whereas Connor Zilich is at 16.
Okay, now Las Vegas stacked field of Cup Series drivers. Again, Cole Custer is going to be racing for SS Greenlight Racing in that number 0. Connor Zilich will be in the number 1 for Junior Motorsports. Chase Briscoe in that 19 for Joe Gibbs Racing, and Kyle Larson in the 88 for Hendrick Motorsports. Driver shuffling from Phoenix to Vegas. Again, Garrett Smithley was in that SS Greenlight 0 last week at Phoenix. Cole Custer this week. Carson Cavapo was in the number 1 last week. It's Connor Zilich this week for Junior Motorsports. The number 9 for Junior Motorsports did not run last week, so Carson Cavapo moves over to that car this week. The 19 was Brent Cruz from Joe Gibbs Racing in that car last week. This week it's Chase Briscoe. And the number 88 last week was William Byron for Junior Motorsports. This week it'll be Kyle Larson.
And the reason for that Brent Cruz move there, remember, he is not 18 yet, so not approved on all tracks. And I believe it's the 1.5 miles or bigger that he's not eligible for until he turns 18, which is only a couple of weeks away.
Yes.
Now, speaking of Chase Briscoe, he's going to have a solo appearance. He's making his only scheduled start in the Joe Gibbs Racing number 19. He swept the Las Vegas races in 2020 and finished 23rd at Charlotte last season in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series starts for Joe Gibbs Racing. Again, only doing 1 last year as well. Now, the rising star of Connor Zilich, 11 wins all coming last year. I'm sorry, 10 of those. 1 was from his first start the year before. He's going to make his 2nd of 9 scheduled starts in Junior Motorsports number 1. That rookie record of 10 wins last season, and he is the youngest driver ever to reach 11 wins. He's also the youngest driver to ever win 4 straight races and holds the track record as the youngest O'Reilly Auto Parts Series winner on 10 different tracks. So far, he's got 2 top 10s in 2 Las Vegas starts, including that runner-up finish here in October of last year. So there again, you got yourself another contender.
There you go. Okay, now the highest win percentage all time with more than 3 starts. Connor Zilich is just really impressive. He has 11 wins and 37 starts as a 30% percentage stat. Then Kyle Busch, 102 wins in 367 starts, comes in at 28%. That tells you just how good Connor Zilich is. Sam Ard had 22 wins in 92 starts. He's at 24%. Christopher Bell, 19 wins in 81 starts, comes in at 23%. And Mark Martin, 49 wins over 236 races, comes in at 21%. Talking about Cole Custer driving for SS Greenlight Racing, he's making his first of 5 scheduled starts in that number 0 car for them this week. He earned the SS Greenlight's only series win at California in February of 22. In 23, he was the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series champion. He has 7 top 10s in 9 Las Vegas starts, including a runner-up finish there in March of 24. So Cole Custer is certainly going to be a contender here in the series.
What I'm trying to wrap my head around there, Sharon, is that list of highest win percentage. Somebody was higher on the list than Kyle Busch.
Yeah, that's really amazing.
Now, when we are talking about organizations, the team performance, most top 5s this season, Junior Motorsports, again, 6 top 5s in 17 starts. The next one down, Richard Childress Racing, has 5, but they only got 8 starts. Again, they have a couple less teams. But Haas Factory Team, this is one I've kind of been watching already this year. They have 3 top 5s in only the 8 starts. And no surprise, though, Hendrick Motorsports, not running every week, has 2 top 5s with only 4 starts. The best team average finish this season, there it's Richard Childress Racing at a 5.88 over their 8 starts. Hendrick Motorsports, double that, a little over, 11.25 over their 4. Haas Factory, 12.13 over 8 starts. And Junior Motorsports right there with them at a 12.59, but they have 17 starts. Because again, this weekend, I believe they got 5 cars out on the track. I like where Haas Factory, again, they're on that upwards rise, that progression we were talking about.
It's interesting how it flips a little bit when you go from top 5s to the average finish. Okay, now 3 of the 4 full-time Joe Gibbs Racing drivers currently sit below that chase cutoff line. That's Brandon Jones in 11th. He is +1. His average finish is 17.8. And then Taylor Gray is in the same place he was last time, in 13th place at a 16.0 average finish. William Sawalich is down 27 from the cut line, and that is 18th place with a 23.3 average finish. A little surprising to see that. And Brent Cruz is 20th and down 35 from the cut line, and he has that average finish at 12.0. So he has been impressive.
He has, and you got to look at that again, not having made all the starts, but has the best average finish. But overall, I mentioned this up above of talking about Toyota's lack this year, and we see that with where they're at in points. The good takeaway I got to give to William Sawalich is he's having a better start to this year than he did last year. Got to give him that.
Yes.
Now, we're talking about Hendrick Motorsports. They're full-time drivers in the first 4 races of a season. Corey Day is the reason we're talking about this here in 2026. 2 top 5s, 3 top 10s, and an average finish of 11.3. He's on the list with Jack Sprague from 2002, Brian Vickers in 03, and then Kyle Busch in 04 and 06. He's got 2 top 5s, whereas none of the other drivers did. He's second only to Jack Sprague as far as top 10s, and second behind Jack Sprague as well as far as average finish. He is the first full-time Hendrick driver to finish top 5 in any of the first 4 races. And again, I mentioned that second best average finish through four races for a full-time driver.
All right. Also, Hendrick Motorsports at Las Vegas. They've got starts in all 3 series here, 142 in Cup, 9 in O'Reilly, and 6 in trucks. Wins, 10 in Cup, 0 in the O'Reilly Series, and 2 in the trucks. For poles, they've got 2 in Cup and 3 in trucks, but a big old goose egg there in the O'Reilly Series. And then top 5s, 37 in Cup, 2 in the O'Reilly Series, 5 in the trucks. Top 10s, 64 in Cup Series, 3 in the O'Reilly Series, 6 in trucks. And laps led, 2,682 in the Cup Series, 83 in the O'Reilly Series, 298 in the trucks. So where you see those asterisks on the Cup side, they lead the series in all of those categories except for poles. So that's pretty impressive.
Well, I'm a little confused here because we saw Kyle Busch with some numbers, but that must have come after he went to Toyota because the wins and poles and low numbers as far as top fives and top tens didn't come from Kyle Busch at Las Vegas, apparently.
Apparently not.
Now, this is another one I get excited when we talk about organizations on the rise. Anthony Alfredo, the first Viking Motorsports driver to start and finish in the top 10 in the same race. And he did that this past weekend at Phoenix. He started fourth and finished 10th. Prior best to that, Matt DiBenedetto at Texas started eighth, but ended up finishing 15th. And then it was also Matt D that was in February, March of 25, started 10th and then finished 36th. Alfredo also earned Viking's best career starting position with that fourth place starting position. So starting to see that the beginning of the climb to the top.
Yes, indeed. Brent Cruz has had an average running position in the top 10 in both starts this season as well. In COTA, he started seventh, finished in sixth with an average running position of 7.29. At Phoenix, he started fifth, ended up finishing 18th, but he still had an average running position of 8.15. Cruz is going to mix those next two races at Las Vegas and Darlington.
And if I'm not mistaken, I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's where his birthday falls. And I think he's back to full time. Then after that, we'll have to wait and see.
I think you're right.
Now, we've had several of these. As you can see, this is quite the list we're going to go over real quick here. Drivers earning their career best finishes in these first four races of the season. Big shout out to Sheldon Creed at Atlanta. Got a victory. Yay!
Yay.
Ryan Ellis got a sixth place, which was his career best. That came at Daytona. Brent Cruz, early in his career, obviously, got a sixth at COTA. Raja Caruth has two tracks he's done it at, eighth place at Atlanta and Phoenix. Patrick Starpoli, one of the rookies this year, 13th at Atlanta. Another rookie is LeVar Scott, and he was 16th at Daytona. Carson Ware got a 19th at Daytona. And then Luke Fenhaus, 20th at Atlanta, his career best, as well as Gio Ruggiero at Atlanta, who was 24th.
Okay, let's take a look at the current championship picture. These are the point standings. Justin Allgaier has the one win, two top fives and three top tens, putting him in first place with an average finish of 11.0. But what's interesting here is Jesse Love in second place has no wins, three top fives and four top tens. He's second in the points standings. Look at his average finish at 5.0. That's impressive. Austin Hill has the one win, two top fives and two top tens. He's in third place with another great average finish at 6.8. Those are your only drivers that are in single digits for their average finish. No wins, one top five, two top tens, fourth in the standings with a 15.3 average finish. Sheldon Creed, one win, two top fives and two top tens. He is fifth in the point standings with a 10.0 average finish. Sammy Smith, 0 wins, two top fives, three top tens, and he is sixth in the point standings with an 11.0 average finish. Raja Caruth, no wins, no top fives, but he does have three top tens. He's seventh in the point standings and with a 14.3 average finish. Corey Day in that number 17 for Hendrick Motorsports, no wins, two top fives, three top tens, eighth in the point standings with an 11.3 average finish that puts him probably fourth in line. Well, no, fifth in line for the point standings or for the average finish. which
and
is
you got to,
for a rookie.
yeah, and you got to tie this back to, we were talking about the stage points for Justin Allgaier and Carson Kvapil. Allgaier is tied for fourth best average finish, has the win, which comes with bonus points, but stage points as well help get him into the top spot. Carson Kvapil has the worst average finish, but again, he was with Justin Allgaier in getting those stage points in every race and keeping him right there in fourth as a contender. And I got to figure out a strategy here to where I get to talk about the good starts to the season instead of Sharon. I got to cover the rough starts to the season, unfortunately. Josh Williams, and I don't even know if he was on the entry list for this weekend, the number 92, best finish, 27th at Atlanta. 2 did not qualify, puts him 37th in points based on an average finish of 30.5. Now, Harrison Burton in the number 24, best finish is 23rd. Doesn't have any DNQs, so that's good, but is 30th in points with a 29.0 average finish. Rookie LeVar Scott, 16th at Daytona, one good race there, or solid race, but is 28th in points because his average finish, 24.8. Kyle Sieg, another one we've seen so close to picking up a victory and being in contention. Best of finish of 15th at Daytona, but points position is 27th. Look at that average finish, 25.3. And then almost the same there for Josh Bilicki in the number 07. One good finish there, 15th in Atlanta, but 25th in points because his average finish, 24.5.
Yeah, those are pretty rough. I hope those guys can get it turned around. Okay, average points scored through the 4 races. At the top of the list, you've got Justin Allgaier, your top 2 drivers. In 4 starts, he's got 184 points for an average of 46 points per race. Jesse Love, also 4 starts, 181 points, just 3 behind, but gives him an average finish of 45, or average point total of 45.25. Austin Hill, 179 points over the 4 races, comes in at 44.75 average points per race. Carson Kvapil, 146, giving him an average that comes in at 36.5. Sheldon Creed, 143, average is 35.75. Sammy Smith comes in at 132 for a 33 average. Raja Caruth in 4 has 119 points. That gives him an average of 29.75. And Corey Day in 4 races, 118 points, gives him an average of 29.5 points per race. Brent Cruz in just 2 races has 59, and his average finishes right there with Corey Day at 29.5. Some interesting stats there.
Well, and right there is what you need to look at when you're talking about contenders. And we're going to break it down a little bit more here where they're at. But what I see, the top 3 that have separated themselves, average points per race, 40 or more. Contenders, right there in the mid-30s. If you're on the low 30s, you're going to have to up your game because you're falling a little behind. So here we'll look at that, and this is where they currently stand for the chase. Justin Allgaier leader. Mention those top 3 being separated. -3, -5 for Jesse Love and Austin Hill. Carson Kvapil, we've talked about the points he's put up, but he is now 38 behind the points lead overall. Good news, he's 52 up on the cut line. Then I'm just going to read down the list here of Sheldon Creed, Sammy Smith, Raja Caruth, Corey Day, and Sam Mayer. Right there, 8th is Corey Day, 24 above the cut line. Back behind Allgaier, 66. Yes, that's important, but if you're in this position, it's where you're at above the cut line. 9th place, Sam Mayer, only 16 to the good above the cut line. Parker Retzlaff at +10. And we hit this already. Brandon Jones right at the cut line of +1 in 11th. Jeb Burton is the cut line. And then Taylor Gray only 1 below him. Then you got Brendan Poole minus 14, Anthony Alfredo minus 15, and Ryan Sieg minus 17. So already we're seeing where it's tightening up right around the cut line, and we got a few that are separating. Sharon, you mentioned that big three and me. Well, we see Justin Allgaier, Jesse Love, and Austin Hill. They're establishing themselves as the big three. So we got to see who else gets in that conversation.
Yes, indeed. And if you look at these points, they're not insurmountable. I think some of these, we could see some shuffling over the next few races.
I'm not going to disagree with you because we could see a points leader change, which I didn't think was going to happen. So I'm not going to disagree with Sharon today.
Okay. Well, let's look at the stage points through these first four races. Justin Allgaier has the most stage points at 61 without even having a stage win. That's amazing. Carson Cavapo is not far behind at 59 with no stage wins. Jesse Love does have 2 stage wins and 52 stage points. Austin Hill, 39 stage points with 3 stage wins. Sammy Smith has 28 stage points with just 1 stage win. Raja Caruth 1 win and Sam Mayer 1 stage win. Raja Caruth comes in at 29 stage points though, or I'm sorry, 27, and Sam Mayer 19 stage points with their 1 wins. Now these next 3 drivers do not have any stage wins, but they are gathering some stage points. Brandon Jones 18, Parker Retzlaff 16, as well as Sheldon Creed with 16.
Well, you want to know what I see there besides the orange coloring, Sharon? What we talked about with this, going back to the chase format, consistency. Justin Allgaier and Carson Cavapo not having wins per se, but being consistent. That is a big key factor when you're talking about a chase format.
And they're racking up a lot of stage points.
They are indeed. Now, when we talk about getting some other points, if need be, 1 per race, the Fast Lap Award. Raja Caruth got it at Daytona. Jeb Burton picked it up at Atlanta. No surprise, it was Shane Van Gisbergen at COTA, the road course. And then Jesse Love came along and got it at Phoenix. And there again, something I pulled from that of seeing it as 4 different drivers. And again, not necessarily the ones we're talking about winning stages or even the top. Jesse Love, the only one of those top 3 to have it so far. We got 4 different winners getting it so far this season.
All right. If we take a look at some of the Las Vegas track history, recent race winners, the last 8 Las Vegas races have been won by 8 different drivers, Jay. 4 drivers in the field, 1 in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series at Vegas, with Briscoe with 2, Allgaier with 1, as well as Larson and Hill both with 1. The most wins all time, well, that distinction goes to Mark Martin with 4. Jeff Burton has 3. Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, AJ Allmendinger, Josh Berry, and Chase Briscoe all have 2. So again, just some really interesting stats.
I'm trying to memorize those 4 drivers, so when we get down to making our picks, I know which one of those I want. Briscoe, Allgaier, Larson, and Hill. All right. Active drivers with wins at Las Vegas. Again, Chase Briscoe is going to be in his 1 start for the year, or scheduled start. Already has 2 wins, and then Allgaier, Hill, and Larson, the other ones with 1. Some other drivers, though, that are entered with Las Vegas wins. Not just in the O'Reilly Auto Parts, though. So look at the number 5, Chandler Smith, won there in the Truck Series in 2022. Allgaier's did come in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series just last year. Both the Chase Briscoes in 2020 came here in the O'Reilly Auto Parts. Austin Hill has a variety. 2023, it was in the trucks. 19 and 20, it was in the O'Reilly Auto Parts. Raja Caruth, we know, came from the Truck Series, so that's where his comes in 2024. Kyle Larson is the one that has the Cup experience. He's got Cup wins in 2021, 23, and 24, and then in O'Reilly Auto Parts as well in 2018. So he's your most well-rounded, if you will.
And that makes him a contender.
That makes him a contender, absolutely.
Drivers to earn their very first O'Reilly Series win at Las Vegas. Jeff Green in 1997 for Diamond Ridge Motorsports. Ross Chastain in 2018 for Chip Ganassi Racing. And Riley Herbst in 23 for Stuart Haas Racing. The most Las Vegas top fives, that goes to Allgaier with 13, Noah Gragson 7, and then Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, and Mark Martin all have 6. They're in some pretty elite company there.
They are indeed. And I had a serious flashback. Sharon, help me out. Diamond Ridge Motorsports, wasn't that the Cartoon Network car? That number 29, Cartoon Network car? That's what I thought. Right. That brought back that flashback.
Yes.
All right. So I think I am leaning towards this man. Most Las Vegas top 10s, Justin Allgaier with 20, Brandon Jones second with 12. Then you got Elliott Sadler, Daniel Hemrick, and Greg Biffle, as well as Noah Gragson with 8 apiece.
Okay, longest active Las Vegas top 10 streaks. We mentioned Justin Allgaier. He's got a streak of 9. Austin Hill 7. Ryan Sieg with 4. Jesse Love 3. And then Sam Mayer and Connor Zillich each have 2. And Justin Allgaier, actually at the top of the list, is a track record. The most laps led, Kyle Busch leads that category, as you would expect, 623. Justin Allgaier in second at 460. Then it's Mark Martin, 377. Kevin Harvick, 364. And Jeff Burton at 363.
And when we look at the teams that fall under for wins at Las Vegas, Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing with 6. Joe Gibbs Racing has 5, as does Richard Childress Racing. And then Junior Motorsports with 4. And individual drivers, the stage wins, Justin Allgaier leading there with 4. Cole Custer, though, in the race this weekend has 3. Eric Almirola, as well as Noah Gragson, Chase Briscoe, and Christopher Bell. But Allgaier and Custer, the 2 that are active this week. Briscoe's in there this weekend as well. So
most Las Vegas poles all time, Cole Custer has 3. Kyle Busch, Matt Kenseth, Mark Martin, Carl Edwards, and AJ Allmendinger all have 2. Active drivers with poles at Las Vegas, well, Custer continues to lead that list with his 3. Justin Allgaier, Jones, Smith, and Smith, that's Sammy Smith and Chandler Smith, they all have 1.
And we got drivers earning their first career O'Reilly Auto Parts Series pole at Las Vegas. I love the walk down memory lane here. In 2000, it was Hank Parker Jr. driving for his own team. Mike Bliss in 04 driving for Joe Gibbs Racing. Carl Edwards, and that was when it was Roush Fenway Racing, now Roush Fenway Keselowski in 05. Scott Speed did it in 09 driving for Michael Waltrip Racing Incorporated. Ty Dillon in 2014 for Richard Childress Racing. And Chandler Smith with Colleague Racing just a few years back in 2023. Now, Junior Motorsports has won 3 straight Las Vegas poles and 4 of the last 5. The only one that's not of Junior Motorsports is Cole Custer for Stuart Haas Racing in 04. In 03, it was Josh Berry. And then in 2024, it was Brandon Jones. He was with Junior Motorsports that year. Sammy Smith in 2025, as well as Justin Allgaier. So at least look for Junior Motorsports up front to start the race this weekend.
Yes. Let's take a look at some track-specific challenges. Since 2019, Las Vegas has had more pit road speeding penalties than any other track. That's astounding. Las Vegas has 62, Dover a close 60, then it goes to Atlanta at 54, Phoenix at 48, Martinsville 42. 8 speeding penalties came last March at Las Vegas, and they had 6 in the October race. And for 1.5 mile track performance, Austin Hill was the only driver that finished top 10 in all 6 of the 1.5-mile tracks last year. So that does not bode well for the competition.
Most wins on 1.5-mile tracks all time. Just hit here of Kyle Busch at the top, 37. Second drops down to 19 is Kevin Harvick. And I don't even see any active drivers on there. Joey Logano at the bottom with 10. So got some work to do if you're going to catch those guys.
I guess so. And active drivers with wins on 1.5-mile tracks, Justin Allgaier and Kyle Larson at the top of the list with 6. Then you've got 2 drivers, Chase Briscoe and Cole Custer with 4, Brandon Jones with 3, Harrison Burton, Austin Hill, and Sam Mayer all have 2.
And here's where we're talking about that consistency. The best average finish on 1.5-mile tracks in 2025 that are full-time in 2026. Austin Hill with that 5.17 had 6 top 10s. Jesse Love 6.83 with 5. Sam Mayer third at 8.0 with 4 top 10s. Brandon Jones and Justin Allgaier are both with 4 top 10s as well. Jones had a 9.17, Allgaier a 9.5. And when you look at the wins by organization on the 1.5s, that is all about Joe Gibbs Racing, 68 wins. Next down is Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing with 40. Another 8 back to Richard Childress Racing at 32. Team Penske with 28. And Junior Motorsports on the climb, though, with 25.
And the most top 10s on 1.5-mile tracks, again, Kyle Busch at 93, followed by Justin Allgaier at 89, Kevin Harvick 81, and Elliott Sadler at 74. The most poles on these 1.5-mile tracks, Kyle Busch at the top, 22, followed by Carl Edwards with 15, Joey Logano 14, Matt Kenseth 12, Austin Hill 9, and then Kevin Harvick and Mark Martin both have 7.
And here's the drivers that Cole Custer could get on that list to tie the bottom active this weekend with 6. Justin Allgaier and Brandon Jones with 5. Then you get down to 2 or less by the rest of these drivers. So it's going to take a few more races for them to be in that category up top.
And Joe Gibbs Racing and Junior Motorsports won the last 9 poles at the tracks. You can see them all here. This goes from May of 24 to October of 25. And Joe Gibbs Racing at the top at Charlotte with Ty Gibbs, Junior Motorsports at Kansas with Brandon Jones, and that's the same is true for Las Vegas. At Homestead is Chandler Smith with Joe Gibbs Racing. Las Vegas, Sammy Smith for Junior Motorsports. Homestead, Taylor Gray for Joe Gibbs Racing, and Taylor Gray also at Charlotte for Joe Gibbs Racing. Brandon Jones is at Kansas with Joe Gibbs Racing, and Justin Allgaier at Las Vegas just last October with Junior Motorsports.
And here's an interesting thing when we look at the schedule coming up, the chase schedule context. 4 of the next 5 tracks, including the next 3, are in the 2026 chase. So we just did Phoenix, and Justin Allgaier got the win there. Then again, that track will be in the chase. It's not the championship no more, but will be in the chase. Then you got Las Vegas, and that'll be race number 4 in the chase. Darlington, they'll come back, and that'll be race number 1 in the chase. Martinsville, that's race number 8 in the chase. Now, Rockingham is the one by itself there, not in the chase. But then we hit Bristol, and that is race number 3 in the chase. So these next few races, we're talking about contenders and who's really going to be in it. This will tell you because these are the chase races on the second go-round.
Yes, indeed. Series records and milestones. Well, Jeremy Clements is looking to break Kenny Wallace's record for all-time series starts at Naval Base Coronado in San Diego in race number 18. The most O'Reilly Auto Parts starts all time Kenny Wallace at the top of the list at 547. Jeff Green, 535. Jeremy Clements just one behind at 534. Then you've got Jason Keller and Justin Allgaier at 508. If he makes every start, Clements will tie Kenny Wallace at Pocono in race number 17 and then break that record in San Diego in race number 18. If he makes every start, Allgaier will finish the season with 537 starts, moving him to third all-time on that list.
And this is one unfortunate history, if you will. Most runner-up finishes without a win. It's a lower number now. Ryan Sieg, 404 starts with only 5 seconds. Brian Scott had 4 in 210 starts. Stacy Compton and Carson Cavapel each have 4. A little bit less starts each one down. Stacy Compton, 173. Carson Cavapel early on in his career with only 46. Ryan Sieg is also third on the all-time list of laps led without a win, with the best finish of second at 423. Davey Allison had 474. Brian Scott all the way at the top there was 659.
Full-time drivers still looking for their first win in the O'Reilly Auto Parts. Wow, this is an amazing list here. Ryan Sieg in 404 starts, his best finish is second. Josh Williams, best finish of 6th in 251 starts. Brennan Poole had a best finish of second in 194 starts. I think I'm going to look at the people who finished best finishes of second. Parker Retzlaff, 111 starts. Second, Carson Cavapel in 46 starts, his best finish is second. William Sawalich in 38 starts has a second place best finish. Austin Green in 25 starts. And I think that's it for the people who have the best finish of second. But a lot of these drivers are looking to improve on their previous best finish. And for those guys in second, that means a win.
Well, and there are only 2 that were outside of 10th place there, and that is the 2 rookies from this year, Starpoli and Scott. So give them a little bit more time. Yes. This is one I know we've been talking about. Justin Allgaier and his 29 wins now, second on that list all the way down to 15 full-time drivers that have won on the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. That's a huge gap. And then you got another split, almost half. Sam Merritt, 8. Brandon Jones, 7. 12 full-time drivers, though, have won. And at the very bottom, we got Sheldon Creed with 1, Taylor Gray and Nick Sanchez, each getting 1 win. Sheldon Creed, the most recent.
All right. And most wins by a team all time, Joe Gibbs Racing at the top of the list, 221. Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing at 138. That's a big drop. And then it goes down to 107 for Junior Motorsports and 104 for Richard Childress Racing. That's going to be fun to watch this season to see if Junior Motorsports can stay ahead of Richard Childress Racing, or will they surpass Junior Motorsports?
And when you look at that of active teams, again, the top 3 are the same: Joe Gibbs Racing, Junior Motorsports, Richard Childress Racing. Hendrick Motorsports, again, they've never been deeply invested in the O'Reilly Auto Sports Series, but they do have 30. Then you're looking, and this is where I like to look, though. Big Machine Racing with a pair, Jeremy Clements Racing with a pair as well, and Haas Factory Team. That's the one I look to greatly improve this year, hopefully. And then Jordan Anderson Racing, just getting their program going. We've seen them. They've taken that step into the top 10. We'll see if they can start knocking down some victories. Then you got RSS Racing as well as SS Greenlight. And Sharon gets to hit the rookie performance.
Yes. The 26 rookie snapshot we'll take a look at here. Brett Cruz at the top. He's got sixth place at Coda and 18th at Phoenix, 12.0 average finish. Patrick Starapoli in the number 48, 13th at Atlanta, 20th at Coda, and 26th at Phoenix for 19.7. Luke Fenhouse, the 20th at Atlanta, gives him a 20th place average finish. He did not race at COTA or Phoenix. And then LeVar Scott in the 45, 28th at Atlanta, 22nd at COTA, and 33rd at Phoenix for 27.7. So Brett Cruz looking pretty good with those two races.
Not sure why they left Daytona off that list, but that's kind of curious. But not sure. Now, when we look at rookie seasons, we like to do this watch, but overall, it's been years since we've had a dominant rookie crop. 2018 was the highest at 9 until last year when Connor Zilisch came in with 10 and Nick Sanchez added 1 as well himself. Now, again, Connor Zilisch won in his first career start in 2024, but wasn't running full time, so wasn't a rookie yet. And you look at those 10 wins in 2025 for Connor Zilisch. Next best was Christopher Bell with 7 in 2018. Then you got Greg Biffle, Kyle Busch, and Carl Edwards with 5 each in 2001, 4, and 5 respectively. That just shows you the generational talent that Connor Zilisch is and what he did last year.
It's astounding. I run out of adjectives for Connor Zilisch.
Right.
Okay, now the current active streaks, longest active top 10 streaks, Jesse Love at the top with 5, Corey Day with 3, Justin Allgaier and Sammy Smith each have 2. The longest active streaks of running at the finish, Jesse Love with 18, Austin Hill with 13, and Parker Retzlaff at 12.
All right, and I think here is where we'll wrap up this for Las Vegas Motor Speedway. It is the 38th NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series race since the track debuted back in 1997, and they've hosted 2 O'Reilly Auto Parts Series every season since 2018. And that means I got to give Sharon first option. Who's your pick?
I'm going to, I think I'm going to go with Justin Allgaier.
That's why I was like, all right. So
I'm kind of fruit, right?
Yeah. That was my pick if I'd have gotten to go first. I do think all the statistics lean towards him, and I would try and pull one of a surprise win. But I think then you got to go to the next statistic-wise has to be one of the 2 Cup drivers, either Kyle Larson or Chase Briscoe is where I would have to go. Do I still hope and maybe see Jesse Love solid, but I think Allgaier is the pick. And he's got that momentum coming out of Phoenix, and we saw some of the streaks Junior Motorsports likes to go build upon. So, I think you got me on that one with Allgaier, but I'll take 2 Cup drivers compared to your 1.
Well, I do think that some of these stats that we read out, Jesse Love had the best average finish through these 4 races. It's going to be interesting to see if he can continue that streak. And then the other thing is the top 10 streak that he has. Is that going to continue at Las Vegas? So a lot to look forward to for sure.
All right, I'll go with a little bit of a bold pick then of a Junior Motorsports teammate. Carson Gavapel gets his first win at Vegas.
Okay. I thought I might get you to go with Jesse there.
He is. I mean, like I said, he's definitely your most solid, and we've never seen him with the dominant streaks of multiple wins in a row. I think this chase format plays really well into his favor. We're talking about the consistency week in and week out. If we're talking about championship, then I'm going to talk Jesse Love for sure.
Okay. Well, he surprised everybody last year when he beat Connor Zilisch for that championship. Okay. So let's move on to this week's watch list. We did our NASCAR Hot Topic Sound Off segment on Monday, and then we'll be back next Monday with that as well, 8:15 p.m. Central Time. Then earlier tonight, the guys did their Race Chat Live talking about the top storylines. And they are every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Central. You'll want to watch that. We didn't have an interview this week, Jay, but I'm hoping we'll be back on the interview path next Tuesday with Sal Segala. And then let's see, Friday, tonight Jay and I are going to do all the previews. I'll have those out between Thursday and Friday. And when I say all the previews, it sounds like there's a lot of races. There's only 2 races this weekend, and that's the O'Reilly Series that we just did and the Cup Series. Friday, Taz and I will be here to do the fantasy report, give you an idea of who are the drivers you can pick for your fantasy teams in the Cup Series from Las Vegas. We'll have to come up with something clever there since it's Las Vegas. And then, of course, the racing takes place all weekend. So that's pretty much your watch list for the remainder of this week. And Jay, is there anything more you wanted to say?
Obviously, with Las Vegas, it's all about betting. When you're talking about that, you don't have to get real creative. Las Vegas is where you bet, so make your bet.
Exactly. The lucky draw or whatever. But we do want to also say thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We do appreciate each and every one of you. We really have a lot of fun doing these, and we hope you enjoy the stats and things that we offer you before the race weekend gets here so that you can consider your race picks. And up next will be our preview for the NASCAR Cup Series. And that'll be it then for this weekend. I'm looking forward to these 2 races.
It is. Las Vegas is one of those tracks just provides some great racing on the 1.5 miles. And as we've talked about, this is really where we're getting into the part of the season where you're going to start really feeling who is the contender versus pretender. This is where you really get into the grind of the season and know where your team is at.
Yes, indeed. Las Vegas always delivers speed, strategy, and just enough chaos to shake up things. And the 1.5 miles at Las Vegas Motor Speedway is one of the best indicators of who's truly here to contend this season in the O'Reilly Series. Now it's time to see which teams will cash in, which ones will leave the desert empty-handed. And be sure that you subscribe and hit the notification bell and join us after the race as we break down everything that happens in Las Vegas, 8:15 on Monday night. That's Central Time. Until then, enjoy the race weekend. And remember, at Fan4Racing Radio, we celebrate the past, the present, and the future of NASCAR.
Absolutely. Have a good night.
See you in that next video.